Do you eat healthy? Beware, you may still develop deficiencies and fall sick. Nowadays, people are becoming obsessive for losing weight and switching to healthy eating. But most people don't know what they actually are eating, and this has become a common problem. A study has found that an obsession with eating vegetarian food may be endangering lives, reports the independent nutritionist Patrick Denoux believes that a purely vegetarian diet can lead to b12 deficiency, which can cause various health problems. B12 is not made by the body, and most people get the required nutrient from animal products like eggs, dairy products, meat or fish. If untreated, a vitamin B12 deficiency can lead to vision loss, weakness, tiredness and light-headedness, heart palpitation, nerve problems, depression and memory loss. Earlier studies suggested that children who lack this vitamin perform poorly in cognitive tests. The other issue with healthy eating is that it could be leading to orthorexia nervosa, a term first coined by physician Stephen Bratman in the year 1990. Someone suffering from orthorexia is imprisoned by a range of rules which they impose on themselves. Orthorexia is not part of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, set down by mental health professionals in the United States, that is also widely used as a benchmark elsewhere. Experts believe that orthorexia sufferers could be treated with cognitive behavioral therapy, which may involve learning how to deal with situations that can cause anxiety about eating, relaxation techniques and discussing excessive beliefs. Disease disguised as virtue. The term orthorexia nervosa was coined in the 90s by the then alternative medicine practitioner Stephen Bratman, a San Francisco-based physician. To be clear, orthorexia is not an interest in healthy eating - it's when enthusiasm becomes a pathological obsession, which leads to social isolation, psychological disturbance and even physical harm. In other words, as Bratman said in a co-authored book in 2000, it's a disease disguised as a virtue. But as is often the case in disorders that may have complex psychological causes, there is a strong debate as to whether the condition really exists. The term is trending in Western societies, prompting some experts to wonder whether it is being fanned by cyberchondria - self-diagnosis on the internet. Single quote, not medically recognized. Orthorexia is not part of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, set down by mental health professionals in the United States, that is also widely used as a benchmark elsewhere. The 5th edition of this Bible, published in 2013, includes anorexia nervosa and bulimia nervosa, but not orthorexia. The term orthorexia was proposed as a commonly used term, but it is not medically recognized, said Pierre de Chelata, head of nutrition at Rayun University Hospital in northern France and head of a research unit investigating the link between the brain and the intestines in food behavior. Even so, says de Chelata, it has a home in the family of restrictive food-related disorders - but it's not on the radar screen. Alain Perraud, a psychiatrist who has worked in France and Switzerland over the course of a 30-year career, says orthorexia is much closer to a phobia than to a food disorder. As with other phobias, the problem may be tackled by cognitive behavioral therapy - talking about incorrect or excessive beliefs, dealing with anxiety-provoking situations and using relaxation techniques and other methods to tackle anxiety, he suggested. Denoux contends that between 2 and 3% of the French population suffer from orthorexia, but stresses that there is a lack of reliable data as the condition has not been officially recognized. Denoux' figure seems coherent to de Chelata, who says that women seem to be more than twice as susceptible to the problem as men. Bubble of restriction. Outside the world of clinicians, orthorexia seems to be creeping into wider usage. American blogger Jordan Younger has helped to popularize the term, documenting her own painful downward spiral since reversed - into unhealthy living. On her blog, she describes it as a bubble of restriction, obsessing over a diet that was entirely vegan, entirely plant-based, entirely gluten-free, oil-free, refined sugar-free, flour-free, dressing/sauce-free, etc. Those who seem to be most worried about healthy food are often concerned about food scandals in the West, said Pascal Hebel from the Paris-based Credoc Research Center. Over nearly 3 decades, Europe has experienced a string of food safety scandals - beginning with with mad cow disease and continuing recently with insecticide-contaminated eggs as well as mounting opposition to the use of antibiotics, genetically modified foods and corporate farming practices. The disorder reflects a craving for control, suggested Denoux. Food is seen as a form of medicine to fix a Western lifestyle that may be seen as polluting or toxic. We are living through a time of change in our food culture, which has led us to fundamentally doubt what we are eating, said Denoux. Among believers, this suspicion of being poisoned is deemed proof of insight.